play of the game from way down.
True, Silence, Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring! Bob says Dingo gonna find Rainer!
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. It's Saturday night, and just like Elton John, it's all right for fighting. We're gonna be fighting in the Nexus between tonight the Clouded Minds and Better Than Bots. So these teams are ready to go, so I'm gonna let them know I'm ready so we can get this moving. And just taking a quick peek here, we've got in the standings Clouded Minds tied for first place with Arrogant Nephilim, sitting there at 12 points. Now they have, let's see, they have played 4 matches rather. Arrogant Nephilim has played 6. Now Better Than Bots sitting there at number 7 also has played 4. So obviously overall have a not quite as good record. They do have some map losses there. But checking in on the maps, speaking of which, where are we going? We got Clouded Minds banning out the Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow. Better Than Bots here going to be banning out Brax's Holdout and Infernal Shrines. Our first game of tonight is going to take place in the old World of Warcraft Alterac Pass. And as you can see, we've already got the bans coming out. Now, what I noticed first off is Deathwing made it all the way through. But it didn't make it far from there. Anduin and Stuka. You know, you make it really hard to write things down. Huh? Make it really hard. Alright, so we've got Deathwing gonna be the first pick coming out here. Megan 420 on the Better Than Bots. And then we've got Swing and Zednam coming in with the Li Ming and Blaze. And I recall seeing some Swing Li Ming. So this is gonna be a hot time. Hot time. We got Deathwing and Blaze. Any of my Probius fans out there watching? Because I know that they would have loved that. But it's going to be Johanna and Lucio, keeping in mind, of course, that Lucio doesn't have the same value when you've got your Deathwing, right? He can't heal the Deathwing, can't provide the movement speed. So it's not to say that it's a bad pick. It's just that you have to, like, Deathwing is completely going to ignore Lucio. He doesn't care about that music. Doesn't care about that beat. Hey, you're welcome. Third ban, final ban here for the Clouded Minds is going to be the Kale Thos. Where are we? AP, CM, and BTB. Hey, what are you doing? Getting all up in my face. I should probably let's go to lobby chat. We'll go to draft. There we go. At least we'll keep it in the draft. Ana, the final ban here. And that's, you know what, that's pretty value. I mean, Deathwing does have some self-healing. He also gets that shield at level 16. Obviously, you have to take it. But that provides him some self-healing as well. We're going to see the Tychus pick up along with Rhaegar. Tychus gonna be the Deathwing Shredder. And if he's allowed to stand there for any length of time at all, Deathwing pretty much just melts. Like, you know, bigger they are is really awesome. It can bring Deathwing down very quickly, but also in the rhythm, is just so strong against Deathwing. And it's going to be rounded out here with the Falstad and Jaina. So the 4-man here, we've got the Johanna, Lucio, Falstad, and Jaina. Presumably, I suppose Falstad could be in the off lane and Deathwing could be there. Actually, we probably have Falstad and Deathwing in separate lanes here, now that I think about it. And Tiger, the main tank here, going to be picking up that Mal'Ganis. Let's see, Swing had the Li Ming. Alright, hopefully they don't switch anybody around on me here. But ultimately, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be game number 1. Here are our drafts, and let's put up a poll. Who do you guys think's gonna win this best of 3 series game number 1? Is it gonna be Clouded Minds on the left, or is it gonna be Better Than Bots on the right? All right, there you go. Your votes in chat. Drop down up at the top of your chat, select the option, and don't forget to hit the vote button, otherwise it does not count. Neutrons, thanks for the follow, as well as Corix earlier today. Hopefully you're still hanging out watching the show here. Getting a little free alpha time. I guess you guys aren't getting much of alpha time here. Say hi, Alpha. Oh, game's ready. Say bye, Alpha. Where's my cursor? There we go. All right, let's get these teams introduced. Over here to the left, we've got Clouded Minds. It's going to be Swing on the Li Ming. Star Knight on the Rhaegar. Venus on the Tychus. Zednam playing the Blaze. And Tiger on Mal'Ganis. And to the right, Better Than Bots. Crafty Trent playing the Death... Oh, that changed. Okay. Megan 420. I can probably even fix that. Megan 420 playing the Jaina. Let's get Crafty Trent on the Deathwing. And then we'll redo those pop-ups. Anyways, we also have then Evil Alto playing the Lucio. All right, yep. Grizzly Pear on the Johanna. And Falstad gonna be played by the Dude Man. All right, so checking out the talents here. We got the Fire Breath coming out of the Deathwing, helping to clear up that lane as Deathwing's gonna head up into the top lane, deal with the Mal'Ganis, trying to kill some minions up here. Also, of note, we do have here the Draconic Might. So 3/4 of a second. So first of all, he gets auto attack healing, right? He heals for some of the damage that he's dealing, but he also gets that 3/4 of a second protection where his armor plates come off. And that's going to be really helpful for the Tychus. Because that 3/4 of a second, I mean, that's basically, it doesn't take that long for his health to just drop. So it's going to be really helpful. We do also have here Force Armor for Li Ming, getting that extra mana regeneration, as well as the Spell Armor. Now, the Spell Armor will go away pretty quickly if she gets hit by, like, the Fire Breath, of course. But it'll help against a Falstad or a Jaina, so very helpful there. New Habit's going to be the pick for Blaze. Wants to make sure that he's got that Unstoppable, but also the cooldown reduction. Now, Jaina's taking a lot of damage here on the Siege Camp, as they'll be a little bit behind the Siege Camp picked up by Clouded Minds. It looks like Clouded Minds winning the vote. Only one vote. So there you go. They got 100% of them. And as you can see there, that's early. That's 25% of Deathwing's health gone from a single minigun there. And we are going to see, it's actually going to be Master Assassin coming out from Tychus. So getting that additional haste, and once completing, getting even more haste. So getting those 15 kills is what Tychus is going to be looking for. That also tells me that they're likely going into Odin as opposed to the Laser Drill. Laser Drill here does get, you know, some pretty interesting value because the lanes are so... Not the lanes themselves, but the pathways here are so narrow that you can block somebody in. Like, in perhaps this bush area or around that that stone. But very likely going into the Odin, 25% increased attack speed on Odin is pretty high value. Hydra out here promoting laziness again. There you go, see? All right, prison camps up at the 3-minute mark here, so we're going to see Johanna come over here, try to gather up these minions, and let Lucio get onto the point there. Likely going to get stalled out as Mal'Ganis coming in, and the siege camp picked up here by Clouded Minds, so that'll give some pressure in the mid lane, while the rest of the team will be able to come in here and get some nice big orb damage there from the Li Ming. Grizzly Pair here getting very low. Deathwing just now joining the party a little bit too late. And Lucio gonna get caught by the Fell Claws. Probably makes it out of here just fine. Has the movement speed, but it's gonna be Jaina getting put to sleep here. The jet propulsion coming in. And that's gonna be a second kill. So we're already sitting at 2 stacks here for Master Assassin. Make it 3. At a certain point, you just gotta cut your losses and just say, you know what, it's time for me to go. But this first camp here, this first prisoner is going to go over to the Clouded Mines. And it looks like maybe they're setting up to put pressure into this bot lane. It's important to keep in mind that the bosses here don't, by themselves, even if you have, you know, the keep down, they can't kill the core by themselves. If there are 2 keeps still alive. Or I guess 2 lanes. It doesn't even technically have to be keep. It has to be both the lanes to take the armor off. So ultimately, like if you have a boss going on your core, you can quite literally just leave it if there's other stuff that needs to be addressed, whether it's prison camp or what have you. You do have to be careful about that though, because one person goes in and basically they can end the game then, because there's no shield. So instead of bot lane, like it looked like they were originally looking at, they're going to go for mid lane. Mid lane, the one with the siege camps that they can keep the pressure going. And of course, the armor penetration here, Li Ming having to dive away from the Falstad, is going to take enough damage to fall. And that's the first kill of the game here for Better Than Bots. Starting to get a little bit of momentum on their side, perhaps. They are ahead in the XP as they were able to soak a little bit more in that. And so they're about of half a level ahead right now in the XP game. So they will get to level 10 before Clouded Mines, unless something crazy happens here. Now, kind of, let's see, what do we expect to see? I expect to see Gust. I expect to see Sound Barrier. Expect to see probably Blessed Shield. Does he go for the Fear? He'll probably go for the Fear, and then Jaina, I think, could go either way. I think maybe the Ring of Frost would be better, question mark? Because they don't, I guess they do have a cleanse. Alright, so Deathwing, okay, so Deathwing went into the Cataclysm upgrade, so Burn Beneath My Shadow. I like it, you know, especially on a map like this. I see a lot of people take the Fear. I hate the Fear. Absolutely hate it. So I'm glad that he didn't take it. But Falstad here in a lot of danger, gonna fall. That's another count on the Master Assassin for Venus. Great fall. Am I not? I'm confused. Am I? Oh, great. Falstad kill, getting the kill. I was like, am I not on a delay? Okay, gotcha. Well, Falstad getting his counter death there. The totem there putting Jaina in a bad way there, slowing her down. Ultimately, the jet propulsion able to stall out the Jaina, get the kill. Prison camp's up in the top lane, but Clouded Mind's going to get onto the boss camp here. We do see the defend calls here, and Falstad has Gust. So if they don't know where the rest of the team is, and it doesn't look like they have a great vision here, this is potentially. Oh, and Deathwing can't be pulled off the point, so the Gust plus a Deathwing here, unless they can kill him, which, I mean, Tychus is rather good at. They get the kill onto the Rhaegar, and now Venus is going to fall here. The Gust off the point, and Zednam going to fall as well. Falstad pays the price, though, and it is Laser Drill, too, so, okay. Now we've got the Mal'Ganis falling as well, so, you know, I think that ultimately Clouded Minds in that needed to recognize, you know, the boss is at half health, Falstad gives vision, Falstad has a Gust, and we just need to, you know, call this a, you know, a pullback moment. Yeah, I love the concept of the fear, but I just find that when I try to use it, and it could be me, like, I find that when I try to use it, it's just such a short duration and such a long cast that it just doesn't matter. Now, I am kind of surprised that I'm seeing this, though. Like, what did we just see happen? We saw the exact opposite of this happen, and they're coming up to the boss. And these bosses are not that strong. Again, I mean, it literally just got the wall. Gust is available, and they do have a Deathwing, so it looks like maybe they're going to be okay. Okay, well, it works, and Tiger now is going to get stunned by the boss. Evil Alto there, Lucio falling. Another kill onto the Jaina, so they do still end up paying for it. They get the boss, but they lose 2 heroes for 1. And it looks like they can make their way onto the prison camp now. What are we question marking, Rackham? Is it the boss? Is that what we're question marking? I bet it is. I bet it is. Well, level 13 is available here for both teams. So Jaina electing to go into that shield here at 13 for the ice barrier. 25% of the damage she deals to chilled targets gives her a shield. So that helps to maintain her survivability. Then again, Icy Veins helps you to get those stacks, right? She's sitting right now at 6,000, just under 6,000 on her Frostbite, so needs to find the chill stacks to get that ice block. Gust used to keep Falstad nice and safe there. And we do have at 13 the big heal here. Now Cataclysm is going to come out. The laser drill sitting there on the Lucio. He pops that sound barrier. Dude Man here somehow is not dead. Like, he's in the middle of so many blue health bars and just does not die. Ring of Frost coming out. Cleanse is going to land, and it's going to be Dude Man getting the wrong end of the dark conversion. And with that Disintegrate, they're able to get that kill, make it 2 kills as Tychus finishing off the Jaina down below. Oh. There you go. New habits picked up here by the Blaze. So the cavalry now going over to Clouded Minds, and this is unfortunate because this is a cavalry that I think Better Than Bots should have had. Instead of going for that second boss, I think they should have gone for the cavalry, and they, you know, they'd be pressuring the other direction. Probably would have gotten more than that boss got, because again, it just got a wall. But we'll see. The primary defense here in the mid lane, leaving top lane to fall. We've got 2 in the bot lane here, Crafty Trent and Evil Alto, doing what they can to stall out the bottom lane cavalry. But the cavalry in top lane is now starting to push onto the keep wall, and they've got to do something about that now. Level 16's coming up here very soon for Better Than Bots, and not too long after for Clouded Minds. Good isolation there on the Falstad Gust, but they didn't really have the potential to get the burst onto Mal'Ganis to take him out, even though he was stuck in that corner. And they're going to chase down. This is a 5v4. Deathwing's just now coming into it. Combustion is used in the back here. Ring of Frost does land, but not enough to keep Jaina alive here. And it's going to be Mal'Ganis using that Dark Conversion onto Deathwing this time. And you can't heal Deathwing up, so he just has to kind of hang out in the back. But the health bars from Clouded Minds so very low. And Crafty Trent is just flirting with death right now, but they get a 5-man kill. They chase them down. Lucio, Johanna, Falstad making use of the amp it up and that crossfade for the movement speed. for Lucio to just say, hey, you know what, we're good on this. Now this boss is coming up, and there's probably enough time to do it, but I don't think that's where they should go. They don't have any damage here. I guess Deathwing did his Skyfall, so he's got that going for him. Put that. Oh yeah. So Jaina sitting at 11.5 now. 10 stacks for the Tychus, and we do have. What else we got? 16s on both sides. And Cloud of Mind's taking the siege camp now, as bottom boss will be picked up for better than bots. And with this, they definitely get this fort, although they're doing it all before the boss comes here. There's the counter synergy there between the ring and the gust. Now, Deathwing has to be a little careful when he does these cataclysms, because Tychus can just go to town, and he does try to, but Zednam is falling very low here to the false dead on the bot, and he goes down. Weena's going to get the ancestral healing, trying to stay alive and also get some damage here onto the Lucio. But with that reset, Cataclysm coming out, Deathwing suddenly in your face, gets the chomp onto Rhaegar, and turns and takes out the master assassin Tychus. And now with this boss sitting at half health, they're going to start working on this bottom fort. They need to get this prison camp going, though. They have not had any priority on the prison camps other than the very first one for a few moments. And they need to get these. This boss at this point will finish this off with the minions. Well, maybe not with Li Ming there. And they do have a siege camp going in the middle. Like this also needs to be taken care of at some point. So first keep of the game, though, going over to better than bots. They do get this prison camp started. Somebody's got to stall that guy out. They're going to lose now the middle fort. So the lanes overall, structure-wise, the actual numbers are even. And we're going for a boss again. I don't know about this, guys. I don't know about this, guys. But, okay, Cloud of Minds just doesn't care. They're like, whatever. It's a boss on Alterac Pass. We don't care. I mean, I feel like the cavalry is more important. Falstad's gonna go down and clear this. I don't want to see these guys fight. They're now level 20. They just get this cavalry, and then, like, would you stop? Sorry, I have a dog who wants to sit on the keyboard. She doesn't want to sit anywhere else. Here, go sit in your bed. Stay over there. And I think, like, I honestly think the Cloud of Mind should have just ignored this boss and just come down here and defended this. They see Falstad. They knew he flew away. I'm pretty sure they knew he flew away. So, like, they're losing time on this, and that boss, whatever. If it loses the top fort, it loses the top fort. Like, they're not gonna get 20 before. Here comes Cataclysm coming out. Sound barrier was used there in the backside. We've got the combustion as well. Ancestor going out onto Weenus, keeping Tychus going here. The wind tunnel knocking everybody back. Zednam going to be the first to fall, and Crafty Trent there taking a lot of damage from Tychus, but he's not quite able to do it. Evil Alto now once again on the chase. Doesn't have a lot of health though, so might be a little bit of a dangerous situation to go chasing into the Li Ming. And we do have this massive wave stacked up here on the bot lane, but again, with the 2 armor on the boss here, we see it's got enough that it's just not going to take any damage, really. So as you can see up on on the top left here, you see it's got 40 armor because of these 2 towers that are still up, these 2 keeps. Oh, here, I got to do this. There we go. All right, so top lane's going to clear itself up here shortly, and this then gives better than bots the opportunity to get onto a second keep, and that's where we're going to see this become the potential for game. And this still has to be dealt with. Like, having this cavalry coming in, they have to deal with this. Cloud of Minds has to take that out. The cavalry in the top still has half of its health, so this is Oh my goodness, great wind tunnel here with the Cataclysm coming in. They've got Tiger and Venus, the Ring of Frost coming in, gonna take them both out. Combustion coming in. This is gonna be a third kill, soon to be a fourth onto Star Knight, and that's looking really, really solid here for Better Than Bots. They got Li Ming throwing out orbs, but this core is just falling it. They've got the value of minions. It's just barely at the edge of the bunker. It's not getting a reset, and game number 1 gonna go over to Better Than Bots, bringing down the undefeated Clouded Minds in game number 1. There was, you know what, guys? For anybody watching, go back and clip some of those plays. Clip some of those plays. They were some like that last Gust Cataclysm combo. A+. Mint. Wonderfully played. Take a look at these talents as well. And there's that shield that I mentioned earlier that definitely took at level 16 here. And it's important to know, if you're not aware of this, Elementium plating here, it's... Oh, you can't see the full thing. Hold on. We'll go to that. So if you can't... I hope you can read it. If you can't read it, I'll read it to the important part here. Activate to gain a shield equal to 30% of Deathwing's missing health. So it's kind of like the Garrosh Bloodthirst, or I don't know, there are some other things that do that. So it's of missing health, not total health. So the lower you are, the more value it is. But the other thing is he heals a percentage of his health every couple of seconds, or every second, and then at the end of that he regenerates his armor plates. So that's really helpful if, like, you can go hit your well tap, which heals you for like 50% of your health or something, and that'll get you 2 armor plates just by popping off the Elementium plating. So all right, let's give them their point, because they sure earned it. What a game. What a game. Better Than Bots really stepping up on this one. Wonder if Deathwing gets banned next game. It is entirely possible. We'll have to see, because it could also very well be that first pick goes over to Clouded Minds. Maybe they want themselves a Deathwing. The Falstad Deathwing combo, like, that's a combo that we talked a lot about early on. Also, Falstad against Deathwing, being able to do something similar where you very easily just isolate the entire team, right? Because, or not the isolate the entire team, but isolate the Deathwing and push the rest of the team back, because of course he's unstoppable. So what's he gonna do about it? Okay, so it sounds like we're going to Volskaya game number 2, and this is a map that I could see Deathwing getting a lot of value on, so I think it's likely we'll see that banned. And it looks like Better Than Bots did get to pick this one, so Clouded Minds electing to take the first pick. Is it? Oh. Oh, it is. That's weird. Sorry about that. Is that better? Let me know. Yeah, I was fiddling earlier with some of the sound settings. So I guess my first question is, did you guys notice, is there still a little bit of reverb in the game? Like sometimes some of those heavier, deeper sounds, like I imagine Cataclysm would be one. Chromie's just absolutely monstrous. Really had like that extra level of reverb. So I'm just kind of curious if that came through or not. So let me know. There we go. All right, I just turned it down a little bit more because I thought it might still be maybe even a little bit too loud, so it should be good now. But yeah, I'm interested to know like if the reverb came through in the middle of the game. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, great, I guess. Hopefully that means that it's all nice and taken care of. So Clouded Minds, so far this season, undefeated. 8 games, 8 wins. The adjustments they're going to need to make, I think that to a certain degree, the biggest thing there is that they got behind an XP. Fair enough, Lulu. We can't all be audiophiles, right? Alpha agrees. Oh, you got something in your eye. Let me get that out. Hey, do you want to say hi to everybody at home? Huh? There you go. Say hi to everybody, huh? I don't think she's a big fan of this one. Want to sit on the table? We really do need to get something adjusted. We need to get like a stand for Alpha so she can stand up and watch. So we're just waiting on the teams to get all 5 of their people in here. There we go. We got number 4. Hopefully we get number 5. Number 5 is alive. Oh, hi. What are you doing? You got stuff on this side. Let me get that out. The better? Okay. There we go. We got everybody. All the undefeated teams dropping maps this week. Who else was undefeated that dropped a map this week, Hydra? Duke tried to clip it. Any luck? Did it work? Oh, Hydra coming in with the alpha emotes. You love to see it, Alpha. That's you. Let's take a look at our maps here. So, game number 1 was on Alterac Pass. One of the lesser common maps, it seems like, this season. That was selected by Clouded Minds. It was won by Better Than Bots. That Deathwing Falstad combo, bringing it in hot. Game number 2 here is going to be on Volskaya Foundry. It's going to be the selection of Better Than Bots. And as far as our map bans, so again, Braxis Holdout and Infernal Shrines were banned out by Better Than Bots. Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow were the bans from Clouded Minds. And we're going back into the draft. Oh, okay, Hydra. Lunara gonna be the first ban, followed up by Anduin. And there goes that Deathwing, so they don't want to have any part of that. I expect to maybe see an Oriole ban here. Nah, I don't think so, says Tiger. Please Clap was undefeated in C East until this week. Well, fair enough. They're gonna leave Lunara up. Lunara. Oriole. Both teams leave Oriole up. Oh, this is interesting and exciting. Do they pick her up here? Does anybody pick her up? What do you think? Alpha, what are they gonna do? Well, we're going back into the Falstad. Hey. I don't even know. I don't know. Ooh, Varian. Alright, alright. Varian can help with his Shattering Throw. He's going to be able to reduce the effectiveness of Johanna. If you can really time that, if you know when Johanna's going to be popping that Iron Skin, you can really mess with it at Johanna's day. There's the Oriole coming in with the Kael'thas. Swing saying, you know what, Li Ming wasn't doing it, but Kael'thas definitely gets work here. Hey, let's not sit on the keyboard anymore. Okay, thanks. And Star Knight gonna be the Oriole here. Now this is a little bit of a different circumstance here. So a little bit more of a frontline heavy on the Johanna, not focused quite as much on that CC chain with the Mal'Ganis and Blaze combo. It's gonna be Rexar, the third ban here. Let's see, they banned Kale last time. Andu and Stukov were banned out last time as well. Anna was on the list on that as well. It's going to be Blaze, the third and final ban here of game number 2 on Bull Sky Foundry. So Crafty Trent last game was the Deathwing. Grizzly Pair was playing Johanna, so I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna have to double check because these guys are gonna switch people around on me. Let's see. Do you mind? Come on. Cassie gonna be the pickup, so Cassie's gonna help, especially if this is gonna be a DPS variant. And then there goes the Mal'Ganis once again. So we're going to have a very beefy front line between these two. Looking for the Condemns to pull people into the Flame Strikes and Living Bombs. And then, of course, Cassia with her Blind and then popping a Fend. It's going to be Lily coming in for the final pick for Better Than Bots. Let's see. Who do we got? All right, that's all good. All right, so who do you guys think is going to win this game? Is it going to be Clouded Minds coming in with the Johanna Mal'Ganis and burning things up with the Kael'thas? Or is it going to be this presumably main tank Uther comp with a little bit of Varian follow-up? I think I like the right draft a little bit more, which, you know, always makes you feel a little bit awkward when you're talking about Lily, but I think it works. Oh, good point, Lulu. Main tank Lily, I forgot. Well, vote in chat. Who do you think is going to win game number 2? Is it going to be Clouded Minds on the left here, or is it going to be Better Than Bots on the right? Let's get our teams introduced. On the left, Clouded Minds currently looking to equalize this score, send it to a game 3. We've got Star Knight playing Oriole, Swing on the Kael'thas, Tiger on Mal'Ganis, Weenus playing the Cassia, and Zednam on Johanna. And over here to the right, we've got Better Than Bots, Crafty Trent playing the Uther Megan 420 on the Lily, Grizzly Pair playing the Varian, Evil Alto switching off from the healer over to the Rainer. And finally, the Dude Man playing the Falstad. Not a Lily hater. You just don't, it's not something you expect to be strong. But Lily's going to be a good support in this. So, big sleep here coming out. We see 3. The Living Bomb's going to take Rainer right off the map. And Uther's going to follow shortly thereafter. And this is where we're going to see the Clouded Minds comp come into play, right? We've got the sleeps to set people up, then you can throw out those Living Bombs, and the Condemn is going to pull everybody close, and all of a sudden, the damage potential from Kael'thas goes through the roof. Uther makes Mal'Ganis wish he could play the game. Well, you're going to catch up in just a moment and find out that he was kind of okay with it. Let's see here. So we do have Exterminator for Rainer, which is a little bit of a surprising pick. That's not often picked here. It doesn't work against the Protector because the Protector is technically a hero. But it does help them with the camps. Get those camps a little bit faster. We also have the Wingman there for fall stab bribes. And it's going to be the Javelin build here for Cassia, going into Thunderstroke. So eventually she'll get additional damage, but also get the additional proc, so she can cast 2 of those javelins. And part of that exterminator is that they'll be able to clear out this support camp very quickly in the time that Clouded Mines was working on the siege camp. So they're going to get the item advantage. They're having both a fortification camp, the turret, as well as the healing camp. Better Than Bots coming in with the 1 vote. There's just one person out there in chat voting, and they changed their mind after last game. They said, you know what? All right, Better Than Bots. They won that last game. It looked good. I'll vote for them this game. So, you know what? Good on them. Got the rotation in. Looking for this Varian. Is going to get the stun from Uther. So, Varian's going to make it all the way to the wall. We've got all 4 here of Clouded Mines in the top lane. Clearing up this siege camp. It should be able to be cleared up shortly thereafter in the other direction. And the other aspect to Kael'thas, so, you know, we talk about it all the time on Infernal Shrines, you know, putting a living bomb on a minion or a shrine monkey and having that spread, but it's also just as liable that this person, or just as likely rather, that Kael'thas is going to put a living bomb on a wall or a tower, which then forces you to be mindful of that positioning as well. It's a little bit easier to see when it's on a hero. You tend to look for that more. We've got the red side turret coming down, is currently working on the Mal'Ganis. Neither side has been able to pick up any percentage here, so an early use of the turret still not quite able to get this going over in favor of Better Than Bots yet. So, and with it placed so far back, Zednam can hang out pretty close to that edge and not have to worry too much. Falstad working on getting some XP in the bot lane. They're both close to 7, but Clouded Mines is going to get there first. And with the wingman here, Falstad just goes and bribes another turret camp. And we're back to 0%. Neither side having the advantage, fully contested. And both teams with level 7. So here we come. Mal'Ganis going in. Is going to drop the biotic emitter up there at the top here. Lily's going to pull back. Falstad going to get put to sleep by Mal'Ganis. And the turret's getting some work done here. Looking for Tiger is the red turret. Blue turret is going to fall there. Red turret still continuing to go. Has almost no health, basically. As Johanna falling very low. Varian looking for it. Can't quite get it. She gets out with double-digit health. As Varian having to back away as well with the living bomb. But it looks like let's see, basically 2 minutes later, minute and a half, I guess, we finally get our first percentage onto the control point. And by the way, no deaths in that either, so ultimately just pulling back, recognizing their health bars, their mana bars needed to be refreshed a bit. And that's now going to give here, Clouded Mines going to get started on their fortification camp. But it's 60%. Better Than Bots is looking pretty solid on this. Varian already going up to get another support camp here. Gets that started with that exterminator. But Clouded Mines doesn't want to just let this go. So this is going to be a fight over this point here. The knockback coming from Auriel onto Varian here. Big fend coming out. Raynor falling very low there. It's going to be the XP going over to Clouded Mines. And they do pick up the biotic emitter. They make use of that turret to trade that out. And with that now, they're actually going to be a little bit ahead on that XP race to level 10. They're sitting about a full level ahead. And now with this biotic emitter, they're going to get onto this point. They're going to get their own channel started. Siege Camp going to be picked up here by Better Than Bots. So that'll be going in that top lane. We're also going to see here Cassia and Kael'thas working on the Siege Camp on the other side. So Johanna in the bot lane. This gives Better Than Bots the awareness to come on in, recognize that not everybody's here, so they can at least stall this out. So 43 to 71%. Mal'Ganis is going in, has the stuns. Varian has a living bomb, is getting pulled around, is going to spread that bomb over to Falstad, and the kill. Soon to be a double. Do they get the Varian? They do. That flame strike coming in over the wall is going to finish the job. And level 10's now online here for Clouded Mines. That's right, level 10's before we even have the first protector. So yeah, when you guys hear Johanna pounding on things with her mace there, or flail, I guess, is that causing like extra reverb? Are you hearing that? Let me know if you do. You would know. It's pretty obvious. Hell, even the protector pounding on the ground probably would be enough. But there's the laser hitting the wall. They're going to be able to not quite get the tower down. There it is. The first protector of the game going to get that full wall down in the mid lane here, as the protector making its way up toward the top. We do have the siege camp still going up in the top lane as well. And that wall cost the protector about half of its health. Pretty good value, all things considered, for better than bots, especially being down level 10s. So the wall is going to go down in the top lane as well. It doesn't look like they'll be able to get the well, but it'll be close. Falstad soaking level 10 in the mid lane there as well. So let's take a look at what we got. We have Valkyrie coming out from the Cassia. Of course, the Resurrect from Oriole, Blessed Shield, the Pyroblast. And this time it's going to be Carrion Swarm, not the Dark Conversion. Oh my goodness, somebody let Repsychic know it's a Water Dragon Lily. We're also going to have Uther here with the Divine Storm, but Raynor pretty much, never mind? Nah, he's done. Okay. So Raynor's going to fall. We do have the Water Dragon. We do have that Divine Storm that I mentioned just a moment ago. Here comes the Valkyrie, just barely missing. Taunt, of course, but Varian going into that shield wall, so making use of the full immunity to damage as opposed to just simply auto attacks. The Mighty Gust, and of course, Raynor's Raider. Okay. Yeah, I turned down the music a little bit, Dilemma, so let me know if it's if that remains. Because it should be better now. Falstad there going in, stealing away the camp, now trying to make it out. This guy going full on Mission Impossible on us. And the siege camp picked up here as well, so camp pressure slightly in favor here of better than bots. Gonna get the lane cleared up and see what they can get out of their siege camp now. We see the retreat being called here, so calling the team back in a way they're gonna get the fortification in the bot lane here. Can't make every Gus play, I guess, exactly. It was close though. I mean, that was if Cloud of Minds hadn't split as they had, that could have still been a kill. Now this is dangerous, but that's okay. If Better Than Bots can clean up this lane and ultimately get this bottom fort, I think it ends up being a net positive. Like, even if they lose top, this is still a big win for them. Because most of the time you don't see the game ending this early. Now, this is a bigger problem. And we're gonna see Falstad. What is Falstad flying into? Okay, all right. Just nearby. Looking for the Gust. There's the Gust. There's nobody here to help him though. Crafty Trent does have Divine Storm, I think. Yeah, he does. So, but again, like, none of the damage heroes were quite where they needed to be in order for the Gust to ultimately be as successful as it could have been. The gravity lapse there onto Lily is gonna get the cleanse. She's also, however, gonna send a nice warm welcome over to Varian, give him a little bit of a living bomb. And here comes the second protector 11 minutes into the game, and we're gonna see Falstad continue to push down there in the bot lane. And this is a pretty good wave. They've got a catapult here as well, so, you know, I like it. That's a good play. Get some more bribe stacks as well. They also have this turret camp coming back up. So this is, I mean, again, this is a good trade if they can get that. I mean, the percentage on the thing only matters if they actually win it. So Varian has to be super careful, though, as he's very far into this. Lily's going to get a huge slow onto 3. Yeah, 3. The Gust coming out as well. So a couple of ultimates used. They're not very long ultimates, though. I mean, Gust is like 60 seconds. The Water Dragon is, what, 45, 50, something like that? It's stupidly low. 45 seconds, yeah. So they don't really have time to get all the way down here and then back. Okay, they're just going to the fortification, yeah. So they do have enough time to get this and go, but they got to go, like, right now. And especially with Clouded Mines here getting a support camp is going to make this a little bit harder to engage into. But here they go. 10%. They got to get somebody onto this point if they want to proc the overtime. The sleep being put out there does hit onto the backline healers. And Varian all by himself up in the front. The Clouded Mines Biodecommitter is going to get used. Kael'thas, however, going to be taken out by Lili. Here he comes right back into this, though, with the Resurrection. And Crafty Trent now has the Living Bomb. Might spread it. Was able to get away, though. Falstad here, not really in a good place. Doesn't have any mana. And Fend going out onto the Varian. He's able to survive there, making use of that shield wall. And the second Protector coming in here. Johanna's already inside, popping in with the Cassia as well. And I really think like that play right there is a great example of I did send him a text, Valkymer. That play right there is an example of like of the power of Oriel, right? If you can only get the one kill, but they then bring a player up, then you lose every advantage you have there. Level 16 is available here for Clouded Mines. And so they're going to take their Protector, except that they've got top lane catapults going for the rest of the game here. And level 16 now available for better than bots. And 30 seconds still left on this Protector, so that's a pretty significant amount of time. They don't have any minions here in the bot lane, though, so they're just going to have to eat the damage. But they can shut off the towers every once in a while, so 10 seconds. The sleep going out on Varian. He does get the gravity lapse as well. Laser coming out. Didn't hit the tower, so really just the wall as the Protector going down. And again, you know, we look at this here, and Falstad's going to go ahead and bribe the fortification camp. But working on the mid lane siege here, as well as now Clouded Mines going to get their own fortification camp. Siege up in the top, now going to help to counter some of this pressure. Now, I'm interested to see what we see out of the level 20s on some of these. So, like, does Uther take Redemption, or does he take the Divine Hurricane? Does Lili take Mistweaver, or does she take Double Dragon? I don't know. I think it's likely we'll see the upgraded Valkyrie. And I think that Kael'thas very likely goes into Flamethrower as opposed to the Unending Bombs here. There goes that Valkyrie onto the Lili, but the knockback used here. A 4-man sleep. Oh no, the Living Bombs are just gonna do so much work with that. Pyroblast coming in onto Lili. Lili's just toast. She's the first to fall. Is Uther gonna be the next? The taunt going out onto Cassia. The turret getting the kill. But it's just not enough. She's gonna be coming back as well. Mal'Ganis gonna fall now. So that at least gets them a permanent kill for better than bots. And the taunt this time onto Cassia, but Johanna is able to get the kill onto Falstad. So ultimately a 3-for-2 trade, but really just 3-for-1 because, you know, resurrections. That was a heck of a sleep there from the Mal'Ganis, and it, you know, they don't Better Than Bots doesn't really have somebody like a Johanna or, for example, the Deathwing, who can stand on the point with the with an unstoppable. They almost have to make use of like the Falstad, who, you know, if Falstad is positioned up here, for example, he can gust them away, gather the camp, and get the XP, get the biotic emitter and all that stuff. Whereas, you know, if they're all sitting here, Or there was one of them over here. I can't. So that means that Falstad probably was one of the ones here. Like, you can't safely do that gust here. You get put to sleep. Terminal C is coming up. And this is most often the game-ending protector. Both teams have this bottom lane open. It's slightly more open for better than bots. So whoever gets this is going to be in fantastic shape. Potentially win this game. That said, Clouded Minds is very slightly ahead. 20 on the race to 20. So we're going to see better than bots just working on getting their XP soak. And this is good. Clear up these lanes, but also they've got some banked XP in these towers. This is just, I mean, why wouldn't you? So structures 1025. Do they still get one? Yeah, 125. So it's the tower XP doesn't change at all as you go later. So they're gonna get that. There's no tower in the middle. They're very close, and because of that XP, they're gonna be able to now rotate in. But this full wall was able to be taken while they were doing that here. Cloud of Mines has 90% almost on their point here. So it is going to be Double Dragon. It's going to be the Wind Tunnel. And Uther going into the Redemption, so he'll be back. So they both get a little bit of a return here. There goes the Dragon. The biotic emitter goes down and then is taken out pretty quickly here. Weena's taking a lot of damage, but is going to melt the Uther. But it's going to be Kael'thas and Cassia. Cassia's coming back up here, though. So Kael'thas the only net death right now, but Uther's coming back into this. He's got half health. Varian proccing the shield while they get the kill onto Cassia once again. And now Falstad gonna take out the Oriole. Everybody's so very low on the side of better than bots, though, as the Wind Tunnel coming in. They get the Indestructible procced on Johanna. The Mal'Ganis, however, is gonna fall, and they're looking for Johanna now. They got Uther on the point, and that is a 5-man kill coming out from better than bots. What a play from this team, making, even in the middle, like there was a turret, there was a Clouded Minds turret just zipping around in this bottom control point. So Falstad's gonna come up here, use his bribe stacks. I don't know that was necessary, because ultimately I think Falstad could have come down and helped them get this, but he's gonna send the siege camp up top lane. That means that they don't have to worry about it in the middle of the push here, as Uther's gonna get this. These res timers are long enough that you can go 0 to 100 before the team gets up. Thanks for casting our game. It was awesome seeing your thoughts throughout the game. Demonic Entity Within. Hey, you know what? I'm glad that we could do it. I'm glad that you enjoyed the commentary and the show. And thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the rest of this series. We do have another series coming up here. So the Protector's got Uther and Varian inside, so both of the tanky types. So this is a little potentially dangerous there. The Gust going out is going to miss. Trying to interrupt the Carrion Swarm. You can't interrupt Carrion Swarm with movement, though. So I don't know if it even necessarily hit him, but Zednam is going to take the full brunt of the damage in the back here as the rest of Clouded Minds looking to get onto the Protector. But Oriole gets the res off onto the Johanna here. Protector nearly dead, as are half of Clouded Minds. They're all about half health, but making use of their graveyard, they're going to get healed up. The Divine Storm coming out from Uther, 10%. Do they make it all the way? And they do. Ladies and gentlemen, better than bots coming in hard, sticking it out and winning 2-0 over Clouded Minds. Well done by them. That is a fantastic, it was a fantastic game to watch. The whole series was wonderful. I can't believe it. It was great. Definitely, like, you guys, somebody, again, I said it earlier in the last game, clip that fight over that bottom control point. That was, it was chaos. It was glorious, though. It was so much fun. Let's see if we can get an interview. We got some time here before our 10:30 matchup, so we'll have some fun with that. Interview, lobby 5. Go to Nexus Gaming Series. The GG's coming out. How's the sound, by the way, guys? Music okay? Trying to... Hey, there we go. Welcome. So we've got Crafty Trent here from Better Than Bots. You're the captain, right?
Yep.
Okay, I thought you were. I just wanted to make sure before I made some, awkward statement there. But you know what? Congratulations.
Thank you.
I gotta ask, scale of 1 to 10, how you feeling right now?
Oh, a 10. It was great.
And why is that?
Oh, well, we knew this team was going to be extremely hard to beat. They have not lost yet this season. And actually, last season, half of our team came from Bloodbath and Beyond, who lost in the conference finals to them. So we were really excited to get a rematch.
Fair enough. Well, that is all the reason in the world to be at that max level, of hype after this. And Cloud of Mines is a great team. They've shown so far in the division that they are a force to be reckoned with. As you mentioned, they were the Div D champions overall last season, so they're very strong. And you guys played an amazing game. And I have to say, I was hesitant about the Lily just because it's Lily, but as I looked at your draft, I was like, I actually really like what you guys are going for. And I was just sitting there going, but Oriole. So you guys let Oriole through, and then they picked her, and I was so amazed that Oriole made it through the first pick, the 2 picks, and then ultimately gets picked up in the 2-3. So what did you guys plan? Did you expect them to take that, and did you have a plan for that if they did? What was the goal there?
Well, we scouted them a little bit, and I guess we really just didn't think about it because we're thinking about Deathwing and all their other healers that we definitely wanted gone. We originally planned to bring that Uther comp as our opening until they let us have Deathwing, and then we just threw it out the window and decided to bring it out the second game. And we practiced with Ariel actually, and we decided Damage Lily was actually worked better mostly because of experience.
Oh sure, yeah. Well, it worked out really, really well for you guys, and it was fun to kind of see some of the different talents too, because you don't often see Exterminator for Raynor unless you're on Battlefield of Eternity. Not never, but it's not overly common. But that enabled you guys to get that early support camp in this map, before they'd even gotten their siege camp done.
For Raynor, I think there's a huge argument for any of his first level talents. They're all great in their own way. I think that the Exterminator for camps and just clearing minions, killing towers is so just for damage, you can go any of the other two.
Sure. So game 1, you guys get Deathwing, and it was left open. Did you think that they would potentially take Deathwing if you left it up? Obviously, you guys are first pick, but yeah.
If we left it, I assume they would take it. Deathwing's just overpowered right now.
So
personal opinion, I think he should get banned. Personally.
Fair enough. So if I remember correctly, you were playing the Deathwing?
Yeah.
So you also had a little bit of a variation on build. The few times that I've been able to actually see Deathwing, he often goes into the Lava Burst and Incinerate build for level 1 and level 4. Whereas you took, and I don't even know the name of the talent, you took the Protect. Now, I have reasons that I think you took it, but what did you like about the build that you took? And was it specifically because of heroes on their team, the map? Give me a little bit of feedback on that.
I've looked at the talents, and I know that one has a better win rate, but I really just haven't gotten to trying it out yet. And the protect, I just think, is so useful in so many situations, especially for like a Tychus burning you down. So I just went with what I knew.
That's fair. That's fair. And you guys had, I'm hoping somebody clipped it. If they didn't, make sure you do. The Falstad Gust, the wind tunnel up at that top keep into a Cataclysm, which got, I know Mal'Ganis, and there was one other player there. I think it was Tychus. Yeah, it was Tychus. And it just looked so clean. It was just absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that wasn't necessarily planned. Actually, our whole team was debating whether we commit or not. And then we got that wind tunnel, and I just dove in, and the team knew to commit. So it just worked out kind of perfectly.
And you guys had a high priority on the boss fights, or not the boss fights, but the boss camps, rather. And it all started with that first camp. So you guys get down there, or Falstad gets down there. Nobody else is even, like, remotely close. You go up in the air. Their boss at that point is at half health, and I was in the impression that they should have just backed away and called it good. They didn't. You guys obviously get that. So, you know what? When Falstad recognizes that, because somebody pinged that as well, right? The defense that sent Falstad down there. You know, what's your communication like in that play?
Basically, if the other team's going for boss and we have a chance to get everyone down there, we should try to contest. And that's exactly what we did. So, I mean, there's not much more to say there. We saw them going for boss and we contested. It worked out.
Okay. Well, cool. Last question I've got for you. Was there any particular moment that, you know, and it can be something we've already talked about, but if not, if there's any particular moment that you particularly felt was a highlight moment, whether it's something you did, your team did, or the opponents did, you know, that gives you, that just needs to stand out?
I think everyone really did well. I liked the Jaina rings in the first game too. I think that really got us won us a lot of team fights. And then I don't know, the second game, I think I am really glad I went for the Resurrect after my Eternal Vanguard. If I wouldn't have gone for that, I don't think that game would have gone our way.
I tend to agree with you, because that fight in the bot lane, in the bot control point, was obviously the deciding factor. Also, though, for what it's worth, your guys' awareness to take out that bottom fort, and Falstad's awareness to head down there, even on the mid control point. I'm sorry, the middle of the three, the second one up in the top. You know, where they went to push that lane up just a little bit, get the wall, and all that contributed to you guys being able to ultimately win that game. But like you said, taking the redemption, allowing you to resurrect there and kind of in a way counter Ariel's resurrect was huge, and turned that team fight in your guys' favor.
That's kind of what I was thinking when I picked it. Just, well, they get a resurrect, well, how about we get a resurrect? And it worked perfectly.
You know, there's one other thing I just noticed here. I was just looking at the talents that probably had a pretty significant impact here. Grizzly Pear taking Banner of Ironforge. So with the banner changes, like Banner of Dalaran has become more commonly picked up. But the combination between Banner of Ironforge and Demoralizing Shout at level 20 really stacks up hard, because you're getting 20 armor, but you're also reducing their damage by 40% for 5 seconds. And it just makes it so that those team fights where they're really clumped together, like that one was especially, it sets you guys up for victory, because they can't do the amount of damage they need to get a kill. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
So, cool. Any shout outs you'd like to make?
Basically the whole team, and Bloodbath and Beyond, Division D, West. They're our former team, so...
Good deal. All right. Well, hey, listen, thanks for joining me here tonight. Congratulations on your victory. Don't forget to get your match reported. And good luck in the rest of your season.
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. So that is the end of the first set. So we've got about 20 minutes here before our next set, which means that there's not enough time to do anything else really. So I guess what can we do for what can we do for 20 minutes? Any thoughts, chat? Anything you guys want to talk about? Anything you want to go over? We do have, so somebody cashed in their points, so we'll have a main tank Uther versus Tickle Me Tassadar Div A match, which probably looks like it's ongoing now, so that'll be done later here. See if that still shows. It does. Okay. Way to go, better than bots. Absolutely. They did really, really well there. And to be fair, so did Clouded Minds. I mean, Clouded Minds played a really solid game for, most of those games, and then a couple of team fights turn around with level 20s and just the timing and placement of those. So, both of these teams did really fantastically. But I gotta say, I'm excited for Better Than Bots. And you know what? If you're from Clouded Minds, I think that it was Weenus who said the other day, so you guys can put this all on Weenus, that they were kind of hoping to lose that undefeated record before they got to the playoffs, so that it wasn't high pressure going into the playoffs. Being undefeated, didn't want to be that guy, right? So, you know what? So there you go. Blame Weenus. It's all Weenus' fault. But no, seriously, good. Really good play by both teams here. So, what do we got? Let's. I guess I could just do an 18-minute break timer and come back. It's probably the best thing to do. I'll do that. So we'll be back in about roughly-ish 15 minutes here. Our next game is going to be between Wholesome Halfwits and Deathwing's Hookah Lounge. It's going to be a Division A game from some teams. Let's take a look at what their standings are here. Division A. So Wholesome Halfwits is currently sitting at number 11, and Deathwing's Hookah Lounge at number 6. But it's important to note that the number of games played in Division A are very different. The top 3 teams have had 4 and 5 matches played. Everybody else is 2 or 3, basically. So, who is it? Deathwing's Hookah Lounge has played 2. They have 5 points. And Wholesome Halfwits has played 2, and they have 3 points. So they could, very easily find themselves after tonight jumping up quite a bit. But that's what's coming up next. So we'll be back in about 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We got more fun ahead.